guys, and welcome to episode 4 of Property Moms Podcast. I'm Alisa and MacQuinn.
And I'm Chelsea McKinney.
And we are here where the juggle is real.
And I almost said my last name wrong. I've only been married for 10 years, you guys.
That's okay.
I was like, Chelsea McKinney.
McKinney. You could have said
really bad.
That's fine.
It was really bad. My dad still has me in my phone as Chelsea Knox. And his phone is Chelsea Knox.
Well, your email still has your middle initial in it, so
Yeah.
when I read it, I read your last name every time.
Because I dropped my actual middle name and took on my maiden name as my middle name when I got married.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, with that,
This is a fun starter.
let's do your weekly update. How was your week this week?
I honestly don't even remember my week. Is that terrible?
It's not, because I was sitting in the car trying to think about what my weekly update was going to be, and I had to think about it day by day.
Well, shit,
That's a
maybe I should
great
try
sign.
that.
That's a great sign that we're in our 30s.
Monday. What's the date today? Oh my gosh.
26th? Is it the 26th?
I think I've just worked. Let's put it at that.
Yeah. How's your virtual assistant going?
Good. She's setting appointments, which is great. I actually talked to her today, briefly as I was on the way here, about I want to start doing more social media, more content creation. I actually bought an Instagram course, which yes, I got suckered into it, whatever.
Okay.
But I want an audience that will engage with me and use me for their needs, right? So I just kind of briefly mentioned that to her this morning, and I was like, if you have some time, in between the circle prospecting and everything, maybe start thinking about this and pull together some posts. I'm not opposed to stock photos, because obviously for the roofing company,
Yes. Yeah.
I've got some drone photos, and I've got headshots that you did.
I mean, I don't mind getting on a roof.
Which
I like heights, so I'm fine with it.
I ain't getting on a roof.
I was trying to convince Am and her husband to get on a roof, and he was like, I mean, we could do it. But then he never texted me to be like, let's get on a roof, because I will do it.
Oh man, I just need you on call for all of his appointments.
I'm always on call for you.
Thank you.
That's fine.
Thank you.
No, it is kind of hard getting people to engage online, though, because
so hard.
It's really difficult. I was in a mom's group. I led the mom's group as part of my church small groups thing. And I actually, I'm embarrassed to admit this, but I had to drop out halfway through for multiple reasons. We had a lot of stuff going on at home. But the engagement was just not there. And I was like, listen, I know that y'all are moms and y'all are y'all got the same hectic life as me, but a like button takes 2 seconds.
I know.
Literally.
What is that post? If you want to support somebody's business without spending a dime,
It's so easy to
and share.
It's so easy.
And you've supported a business.
Really. And I think people don't understand how helpful it actually is when you do that kind of thing. But just any boosted numbers really just helps so tremendously. So
Well, and this endeavor that we're taking on, people probably don't look at it as a business, but we're spending our own money.
Oh yeah.
To bring this to
Together.
the public, whether you want it or not.
It's here.
It's here, and it's so easy to subscribe on YouTube.
Yep.
Or follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. If you don't like our content,
That's fine. But if you love us,
scroll on. But if you love us and you know us, it's that easy to support us, and we're not trying to sell you anything.
not really.
If you want to buy the cool stuff that we try, I will send you a link to it.
Yeah.
But
I'm not gonna harbor. I'm not gonna
I'm not gonna I'm not gonna get 300 T-shirts with our faces on it and try to sell them to you.
If you loved me, you would buy this shirt. Yeah.
But maybe we'll do some T-shirts with this on it.
Yeah.
Because I think this is really cool.
This is great.
Yeah.
I love it.
At least we need a T-shirt with
do.
this on it. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know what I did this week. Truly, I'm sitting here trying to think about it.
Yeah.
I worked. We put on a roof.
I went to the
sent
pumpkin
some
patch.
invoices.
I went to
that's fun.
Tate. Yeah, I went to Tate Farms. My mom had a free ticket thing through her church, and so Alice couldn't go because her dad wouldn't let her go. It's fine. Those are just some of the struggles of being in a blended family. Even though he and I clash constantly, trying to make it work for her, knowing that he's not going to have any give. I just have to overcompensate sometimes. So that's fine. I like being the bigger person. Sorry. Whoops. Did that slip out? No. Anyways,
but the first is accurate.
Yes. But we took Lizzie and my mom. So Lizzie's 19 months old. So it was like her first pumpkin patch experience. And like we got there and she was like, whoa. Like she just like stood like where like it kind of opens up and everything. And she was just like taking it all
Aww.
in. So yeah, we did the little like corn crib tractor thing. And she didn't really know what to think about that. She was just like kind of overstimulated, poor thing. Yeah, she liked the little petting zoo. And the corn crib was life. She was like, I could sit in here all day and just shove corn down my diaper, which is what ended up happening. I got home and like 10 pieces flew out. And I was like, cool.
We went to Tate Farms last year, and my mother-in-law got in the corn with the boys.
Did she really?
And she was still finding corn like in her pants.
Like, that's so funny.
2 days later, in her shoes.
Like in her pockets and stuff. Yeah, that stuff gets everywhere.
She's down for a good time.
Yeah.
She's fun.
Yeah, we did that, and then so I ended up this week, man. I have a bad habit of getting in over my head.
Okay, yeah.
I have an awful habit of being like,
relatable.
Yes. Well, and so like my mom says this all the time. She's like, you have the curse of like being relatively decent, if not good, at a lot of things. Mm-hmm. And I don't say that about myself, because I tend to downplay everything that I do, and because I was raised that way.
Yep.
But I think that like it helps me find the things that I really enjoy doing. Like I'm looking forward to this every week now because I'm like, oh my gosh, time away from my kids, time where like I can just like have my friend time, like we talked about like in the first episode. And like it's just, but it's like fun. It's fun and it's something for the business. So it's like win, win, win on so many levels.
Yeah.
But like I have a bad habit of like, this year I decided to homeschool my daughter. There were a lot of reasons behind that. Like the school system had nothing to do with it. But I actually re-enrolled her this week.
Good for you.
Yeah,
That's what you'll need.
I know. Well, and so we found out like through like family therapy and a couple other things that she has like a real issue with attention. Mm-hmm. And I'm not the kind of person to throw that kind of thing around. I'm like, okay, everybody will be like, my kid has ADHD or I have ADHD. And I'm like, okay, but like, do you really, or are you just like a squirrel, like trying to navigate, you know? And, but we just like my mom, my husband and I, like we had many separate just instances where like the attention was just not as, like I've taught kids before. So like I kind of know what to compare it to. And so like we got some help with that and like found out that she really needs structure.
Yeah.
Homeschool can be structured. I can't provide a structured homeschool environment because I have a job, I have a career, I have things I'm doing.
And you have a 19-month-old.
And I have a 19-month-old, yeah. And so like it just wasn't gonna work and it was like straining all of our relationships. So I re-enrolled her this week and she's happy about it. I'm happy about it. It's good. So, and I love her school. She goes to Endeavor. It's Madison County, but I love it, and she knows all the teachers there, and so like it's good. It's golden. Great. So we did that this week. I did some changes in my real estate life this week to kind of simplify things a little bit. Chelsea knows about them.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I did that thing.
Okay,
so, yeah, things in life. I at the end of the day, I have to kind of do like these self checks where I'm like, am I doing what's best for my family? And if not, you know, I have to take like that uncomfortable step where I have to approach people and be like, hey, listen, like.
And that is like uncomfortable.
It is, especially for someone who's such a like overachiever and like a yes person.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, oh, I hate having these conversations, but I know they're important because it's my family, and at the end of the day, that's what matters most.
Absolutely.
So I did that this week. This week was about paring down and focusing on what's important.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's great. That's so important. And like to be able to recognize like your limits and the boundaries that you need to set for yourself, for your family, like that's just really.
That's been like the theme of my 30s.
Proud of you.
Like seriously, because you know, like before I'd have been like, I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna make it work. I'll wear myself down and da da da. And then I started noticing how it was affecting my family. Me thinking like, oh, I can take it. I can juggle this. I can do it. Because again, I was raised in a military family, so like I was raised that like you do 110% with everything, and like if you want to be extraordinary, you got to do all these things. And now I'm like, that's not necessarily true. Like, you know, I can do a handful of things well, and that's what I'm going to focus on. And as long as my family's thriving from it, and that's success. Yeah, that's the definition of success.
I need you to talk to Ammon because he is convinced that he wants to homeschool our boys.
Nobody can talk to that man.
You're right. Oh my gosh, you're so right. You're so right.
I mean, I'll talk to him. That'd be more like talking at him. But
oh my gosh, he swears he wants to. He
wants to homeschool
homeschool our boys, and I'm like, you know what? You do you, boo. Like, but don't expect me
Yeah.
to step in and actually do the work. Like, you can't just be the fun dad that takes them on all these field trips.
Yep.
Out to the woods, hunting, fishing, like, they actually have to learn.
I will
and
say it is
I
a
am not a
little-
teacher, and I have zero patience. Like, I really don't have much patience.
It's a little, one thing I'll say is I think homeschooling is a little bit glorified on social media platforms.
I can see that.
I think there's a lot of these like moments that you see, just like normal life, where like people only want to post like the fun parts of their life.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of days, there are days when you do field trips and you do, like I had a trip planned, which we're still going to take the Taker to Tigers for tomorrow in Alabama. Like we're still going to do that. But there's a lot more moments where you're both kind of sitting there crying over a math book because she's frustrated and she's taking it out on you and you're just trying to be calm and helpful, but you're also dealing with all the emotions of like, well, am I not cut out for this? Am I not a good teacher? Am I, whatever. But I also think that like she went into it wanting it to be like a school experience and it's not supposed to be like a school experience. So on the wraparound, it was like when I re-enrolled her and she was like happy to go back, but she was also like, I won't get to sleep in and we won't get to go on all these trips and all the stuff that you're like, you can still kind of do that at just different days of the week.
Yeah.
But, I just think that I wish more people would post like the hard parts of homeschooling. And that I'm one of those people. I should have done, more of that too if I was going to post about it. It needed to be more like this crap is hard.
Yeah. Well, and
Not
I feel
easy.
like for different kids, so I don't know about it because I've never tried to do it.
Yeah.
But I look at both of my kids and I feel like they are so different. Warren wants to like learn. He wants to consume knowledge.
Yeah.
He, at 2 years old, he recognized every single letter of the alphabet, uppercase and lowercase. He knew the alphabet. He could count to, 30 in English and 20 in Spanish. He's known all of his colors. He knows them in Spanish. He knows a lot because he saw us trying to teach Archer, but he wanted to consume that knowledge. He wanted that for himself, and he's so proud that he knows it.
Yeah.
But like Archer, he is so busy. That boy will say, Mama, I'm too busy.
Yeah.
I'm too busy
Got
to
stuff to
do this right now. Like, we'll do flashcards, okay? Warren will get every freaking one of them at 2 years old. Archer's like, nah, runs away, goes to look at something else. So, like, I think Archer will need the structure of a school environment. And I think Warren, he loves books more than anything. And, like, if he's watching YouTube or something like that, he's watching those that, like, teach him, like, a color will come up and he'll be like, naranja. Yeah. Like he'll repeat it back. Like he is legitimately trying to learn without us teaching him. And it's just so interesting to see the two
and homeschooling them would be completely different.
Yeah.
And it must be like two jobs in one. Yeah. So I'm proud that we, it was a hard step to take because I really wanted it to work and I really wanted to like give her this like beautiful overflowing like learning experience.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, it wasn't manageable and it wasn't her style. It wasn't going to work. And
I think you'll both be happier for it.
We will.
Yeah.
We will. Yeah.
So when does she go back?
November 6th.
Okay. So you still got a little while.
Well, she was doing this big project for her homeschool co-op program that gets submitted on the 3rd. So I was like, I want her to be able to turn that in and then she'll have 2 home co-op days to say bye to all her friends and then go back to her other friends at public school. Okay. So yeah, that'll be good.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's great.
So we're gonna do a real talk moment of the week. It's a real moment that you had in the week where like you can relate to other moms, and it may not be easy to talk about, or it might be a great moment to talk about. But either way, it's a real talk moment. Did you have one of those moments this week?
So I did, and it actually, I kind of, when we posted a couple of like little reels on Facebook from episode 1.
Okay.
Somebody commented and was like, I struggle with this too. I was talking about the mom guilt, right?
I know the one you're talking about. Yeah.
And how like I feel so guilty having an opening in my schedule where I don't have anything to do. and I feel guilty because somebody else is with my kids.
Yep.
And so I had a moment, I think it was on Tuesday, I had like an hour. I had just finished up some invoicing and I had like an hour before my next appointment. And I was like, okay, I'm going to watch a training. We use this software called Xactimate in the roofing business. And it's awful. I hate it. But all the adjusters use it. So I need to know it.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I bought this training and paid a lot of money. And so I'm going to use it. Yeah. I'm going to do it. And so I had just turned this training on. And I was like sitting there in front of my computer trying to absorb this information and trying to take notes. And I got a text from our nanny, Valentina, and she said, Archer's crying for you. Can you come upstairs? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. Let me pause. And like, he wanted me. It was nap time. And he, like, the second I came in, his face lit up and he was like, I just want you to snuggle me. And so I laid there with him until he fell asleep. It was probably 30 minutes. And, you know, got back downstairs. And by this point, I had to go to my appointment. Okay, so I got home from my appointment. The kids were waking up. I got another text from Valentina and she was like, Archer wants you again. Are you available? Can you come upstairs? And so up the stairs I went and he was just like, I just want you. It was like a definite mommy day, which doesn't happen often because Archer is like a daddy's boy. And so in that moment, I was really grateful for my flexible schedule and the fact that I didn't have anything really of importance to do that I could just pause and go be a mom.
Yes.
You know, because I know that's important to him. Like I said, he doesn't need me as much. Warren is like, we're conjoined, like
Stage 5 player.
He really is. And like, I know that Archer sees Warren wanting me and how I respond to that. Yeah. And I do respond to that. Like, if Warren wants me,
he's going to get me.
Buddy, I'm there. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so the fact that I can give Archer the same for a little bit longer, you know what I mean? If Warren needs me, it's like a snuggle and we're done. Yeah. I was with Archer for 30 minutes, tickling his back while he went to sleep. Like, I know that's important for him and that's important for me too. Yeah. And so in that moment, I was really thankful for something that I usually feel awful about, feel guilty about. Yeah. So that was my...
Proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
Thanks.
Yeah. Mine was similar this week, but still a little bit different. Like, and it's kind of a two-parter. So like, starting a new business, technically two, and also knowing that business isn't really going to produce any true income for like at least 6 months if we're lucky, you know, it'd be great, but you know, could be even longer than that. Feeling all the stresses about that, you know, while also not feeling like a failure about homeschooling, because Allie and I had that big talk this week where we're like, it's not a failure, it's just a transition. You know, it's like just something that just didn't work for us, and there's going to be lots of times in life that doesn't work out, like that happens, and you're going to have to be like, that's okay, it just wasn't for me. Whatever. But still, on the inside, even though I gave that pep talk, it originated from the thought where I'm a failure because I couldn't make it work. You know, that's just the harder side of me, like where I'm hard on myself. All of that floating through my head, the mental overload, which by the way, I posted a TikTok about that I pulled down like 2 hours later because people were so ticked off that I was in the car while I recorded that video. Some of y'all need to calm down. What? Anyways, yeah, it was a hot mess. They were like, oh my God, you're in the car. And I'm like, yeah, I'm hands-free. I got my hands on the wheel. It was a mess. It was stupid. Yeah. Okay. So, and I always panic with those, so I just pull them down and I, you know, instead of being like, y'all calm down. Anyway, so all that was floating through my head because I'm like, wait, am I a bad mom? But no, my kids weren't even in the car. I don't ever record with my kids in the car. So I was like, I don't know, all this stuff, y'all know, the mom mental load, like this is going on all the time. And I had all these things. I was like trying to send emails on my phone. Lizzie had just woken up. I was still laying in bed, and she like just comes and crawls on top of me, and like she's just laying her head there, and she's like rubbing my arm. This is my 19-month-old, y'all, in her little bluey PJs. Sweet. Oh my God. And like it took me a second to like stop and be like, because she's a snuggler, but she's not a big snuggler. So I was like, and I put my phone down. I just sat there, and just talked to her. And she laid there for probably 2 or 3 minutes, which in like baby time is forever.
Yeah.
And so like it was great. Like I was just like, you know what? These are the entire moments that I'm working and striving for. So like, why am I not being more present? So I had a wake up call by being present. My dad also called me out, which is ironic. I hope he's not watching this one. But my dad is like the least sentimental like person. Like he has emotions and he lets them show every now and then, but he's not like very sentimental. And I was showing him the pictures from our beach trip, and part of this I realized later is true. My dad mentioned that he noticed I took a lot more pictures of Lizzie than I took of Alice.
Oh. And
my first emotion was to feel defensive because I was like, I have to take a lot of Lizzie because they're back to back and you have to get your baby to smile and they don't want to smile. Whereas an 8-year-old, you go smile and they smile and you can take 1 or 2 and you're fine.
Right.
So it just looked like I took a lot of Lizzie. And I was like, that's what happened. Like, calm down. Like, I'm giving Alice attention, blah, blah, blah. And then when I went home, I'm like, let me check myself. It's easy to get defensive with my dad because he and I did not always have a great relationship. So I went back and I looked and I was like, sure enough, I think I had taken like 3 pictures of Alice and like 7 or 8 of Lizzie. And I was like, okay, fair enough. It was Lizzie's first trip to the beach, so it was like a like sentimental thing. But I got a call out. So I need to, and I do think a lot of that stems from how she and I clashed a lot over the last couple months with homeschooling and that whole dynamic, how everything changed. And she and I know that. We've been addressing that in therapy and everything, but it's important when people that are close to you can kind of call you out, whether it's gentle or not, and you know, you can kind of self-reflect. So I had a great mom moment, and then I had a mom moment where I was like, oof, that hurt, but fair enough. So,
man,
real talk. Hashtag.
It shouldn't be hashtag real talk.
Hashtag real talk. I know. I thought about it halfway through, and I was like, yeah, hashtag real talk.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was rough. Anyways,
that's hard because my dad always tells us that we should, like, everybody, including my parents, always tell Warren that he's just like the sweetest boy. Like, you're just so sweet.
Yeah.
You're the sweetest boy.
Which your boys
ever.
are like literally the sweetest kids I've ever met.
But
in my
like
life.
my dad has said a couple of times, you shouldn't say that in front of Archer.
Yeah.
Because Archer's also the sweetest boy.
See, I never would have thought about that until lately when I'm becoming hyper aware of treating my children similar. I don't even like to say the same because your kids aren't the same.
Yeah.
They should shine for their special qualities.
Yeah.
But it is a delicate balance between making them feel like, oh, am I not also a sweet boy?
Yeah.
You know, versus like, oh, I am really good at coloring. Thank you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So.
Well, I have pictures. I have videos of both of my children saying, I'm the best boy ever. And it's because they hear it. Yeah. Warren, he's so cute. I posted it on Facebook the other day. I took a video of him and he goes, that's my best boy ever.
Oh. Like, is that the one you posted? Yeah.
Like he's heard that a time or two. But Archer at the same time, like I have video of him saying the same thing. So like we say the same things and they're just so sweet and wonderful and like, you know, we say them, but like my dad was like, you really need to, you know, Archer's getting older. Yeah. You need to make sure that, you know,
being a mom is so hard, y'all.
If you praise one, you praise the other. You know, it shouldn't be like, they should never feel like they're in competition.
There are days that I wish that the only thing I had to think about was how to be a good mom, but I know I'd be so like, I would have that itch that needed to be scratched of like finding something to do for myself eventually. But like just the thought of like being able to just focus on my kids and like how to navigate those, it can feel, being a mom is hard and it can feel really overwhelming. Okay. But I know it's the most important part. So, but yeah, that's why we're in therapy, because I'm like, help me, help me figure this out. But yeah, so anyways. So segue into, so we wanted to talk about real estate expectations going into real estate. Yeah. So again, I got my license in May, and I can't tell you how many people have come to me and been like, oh, I thought about getting my license too. And I've gone from like initially like, oh yeah, you should, to like, I don't want to talk you out of it, but I also, there's so many things I wish I knew ahead of time going into it that I found out that wouldn't necessarily have changed my mind, but would have prepared me better for the experience. Yeah. So I'm going to start with you and see if there was like anything like that you've learned, because it's been 10 years at least. 10?
It's been
right
almost
at
10.
Yeah. That you've had all this time to like process everything that's happened and like go through the motions and the ups and downs, And is there like anything going into real estate that was just like a big expectation that wasn't what it lived up to?
You know, I got into real estate because I was flipping my own houses. Mm-hmm. I wanted to list my houses and not pay a chunk of commission.
Yeah.
But also, like, the realtor that I was working with before I got into real estate, she was so glamorous. She was like,
it took me a second.
Incredibly glamorous. Mm-hmm. And like, she always dressed to the nines, and she like had the best jewelry, and her hair was always perfect. And like, I was like, damn, yeah, that could be me. Mm-hmm, well, no, this is what you get.
Reality.
But you know, I think that for some people, your sphere is enough.
Yeah.
Okay. But for a lot of people, you need to do more to get business. And that's one thing about me. I feel like I'm not your average agent because I only work my sphere. Mm-hmm. I only sell to people I know.
Yeah.
I am very uncomfortable getting phone calls from random people that I've never met who want me to meet them at houses. Mm-hmm. I'm just not into it.
Samesies.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so I very rarely put my business out there on Facebook. Mm-hmm. I have a like real estate business page. Right. And that's where I'll post, houses that I have listed. But other than that, I really don't just put myself out there.
Yeah.
Because real estate as a female can be very dangerous. Real estate as a male can be very dangerous. Yeah. I know a realtor. He was the cousin of my best friend in college, and he was up in like the Norfolk, Virginia area, and he was murdered, and it was shocking and awful. Mm. And you don't typically hear that about that happening to men in the profession, but and it was a client of his.
Oh man,
who he had never met. It was like a a bad situation, but like that's super heavy, and I'm sorry, but it does happen. And I just want to get home to my kids at the end of the day.
I'm honestly so glad you brought that up. I have as a photographer, I do 3D tours. I have like the little virtual 3D tour thing that does a 360 of every room, and it walks you through the house. The software that I use and the equipment that I use is through a company called Aster Room. And I'm in like one of their separate programs where like whenever there's a Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac house that needs an appraisal, they do like a desktop appraisal. So I send them the 3D tour, and they get what they need from the desktop appraisal. Okay. So I did my first one for them yesterday, and I showed up, and like the whole driveway is blocked by a guy who's in a truck with a backhoe and a big trailer. Mm-hmm. And I know this house is vacant because it's a Fannie Mae, so I'm like, there's nobody here, and it can be in a rather sketchy area. Mm-hmm. So I end up parking in the yard, and I'm like calling the guy, like the Aster Room guy, because I'm like, there's like a guy here, and the house is vacant, and I don't have the lockbox code yet. I can see there's no super box up there, so I know it's like a number lockbox. I don't want to be fiddling with it while there's, and I don't think people, like, I don't think other people necessarily like consciously think about that kind of thing, but this day and age, like that stuff's running through my mind all of the time now. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, like chances are this guy's probably just out here doing a job, whatever, not a big deal. Do I really want to take that chance?
Yeah.
Knowing I have kids at home waiting on me, like, and I feel like it's those situations where you do end up or people end up on the news, and that they had that same conversation with themselves.
Yeah.
They're like, this guy's probably fine. He's just doing a job, no big deal.
Yeah. It's like a sad world where you have to be hyper vigilant, like at all times when you're just trying to do your job.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is why I will work with people I know. Mm-hmm. I will work with people that I know. Yeah. But I want somebody to be able to vouch for whoever I'm meeting.
Yeah.
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 And for a lot of people who get into real estate, the amount of business that I do is not going to be enough for them. Mm-hmm. It's enough for me. I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
But those people who feel like they can only work their sphere and be super successful, it takes a lot more than that. You may not have to like cold call, but you need to become like queen of social media or king of social media to get those leads coming in, and
consistently, diligently.
Yeah. So I do feel like bringing in the leads and converting those leads is there's a lot more to it than probably most people think when getting into real estate.
Yeah, I would definitely, that's a huge one. I would agree wholeheartedly with. I think a lot of people like to talk about when they first get into real estate, like, oh, I wasn't expecting so many fees or dues. I agree with that a lot. I also think that the pre-license course that you take does not give you the tools you need to be a successful real estate agent. Let me say it that way. It teaches you the legalities of being a real estate agent and a little sprinkling of like information about like how you could potentially be a real estate agent, not even a successful one, just an agent. Okay. Even the post license isn't very helpful for that. A lot of like learning how to be a good real estate agent comes from like educational opportunities and training videos that should come from your brokerage.
Right.
Ours is really good about that. Leading Edge is fantastic about giving training videos and like opportunities and lunch and learns. And I mean, it's like
there's something every day.
Yeah. So like that was huge for me. The fact that I knew you guys already was like obviously a big win, but for me, like that was just amazing. I think that like definitely finding out what you just talked about was a big eye opener for me. And then I realized like I'm not gonna cold call.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna door knock. And it's not that I'm too good to do it. I could do it. My time I feel like is better spent on things like social media because I have realized with this thing decision I made this week about my real estate life that I'm not going to talk about because I don't feel like it's appropriate. But because nothing bad happened, it was just me realizing like what something was going to work and what wasn't. Kind of like
a transition.
It was a very good transition. Yeah. That I am also only going to be happy and comfortable with working within my sphere also.
Yeah.
And that's okay. It's just, thank God I have the photography as like more of the bread and butter because I can like more rely on that. And then when my aunt or my good friend or a friend of a friend even that's got that like referral, that I know they're not a psycho crazy person can come, then I can feel comfortable and I can work with that, But I was put in a whole position several positions where I was like, this just does not feel good. Doesn't feel good, doesn't feel right. It feels sketchy, or it feels like it's going to take me away from my family more than I want to be. And so, that was.
So I have a story.
Okay, I want to hear it.
I have a story. It's not like a creeper, okay? Okay. But this is what happens when I take on clients that I don't know, okay? So probably back in 2014.
Oh, wow, okay.
I was at a wedding. And I get a call from a number that I don't know. And it was this guy that I had never met. And he said, oh, hey, so-and-so, a name that I did not recognize, referred me to you. I want to see this house. And I was like, okay, I'm at a wedding right now. I'll call you later and we can figure it out. And so I called him back, and he wanted to go see a house that was like 2 neighborhoods over. So it was like not a big inconvenience. And I told my husband, I was like, I don't know who this person is. Watch my location. Like, make sure I'm cool. If you don't hear from me in 20 minutes, like, call. Yeah. And so I met this person and his niece or something. There were 2 ladies there with him, and he was going to be buying a house for them to live in. Okay?
Okay.
And so we went in, we saw this house, and he said, I want to make an offer. And I was like, okay.
Feeling a little too good to be true.
It was a cash offer.
Oh, okay.
I said, I need proof of funds. Have you signed anything with another real estate agent? I actually think I asked him that when we were on the phone at first, and he said no. And I said, okay, well, this is what I need. I'll go put together an offer. And so I put together this offer. He got me the proof of funds, and I submitted it. I get a call from the listing agent, and she said, how do you know this guy?
Oh, gosh.
And I said, he literally called me out of nowhere, like 2 days ago. And she said, he's working with another agent. And I said, well, that's funny, because I asked him, and he said he wasn't. And she said, another agent last week put in an offer for him on this house. It was a lower offer, and we rejected it.
Oh.
And so instead of like using that same agent and like going back and
super shady.
He was super shady. And she was like, honestly, we're desperate to get this house sold. Like, I'm sorry he wasn't truthful with you, but I'm going to accept this if you think he's, you know, my sellers are willing to accept this if you think he's going to follow through. And I was like, your guess is as good as mine. I don't know this dude from Adam.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe 2 weeks later. It was going to be like a 3-week closing. So it was like a quick closing with cash, but it wasn't like as quick as it could have been.
Right.
So maybe 2 weeks later, he sends me another house. And he's like, I'd like to see this house. And I was like,
For the same
who are you buying it for this time?
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm interested in it for the people that he's buying this other house for.
What?
And I was like, he said, I think we might like this one better.
No,
I was like, I'm sorry. I'm not showing you this house.
Yeah.
Period, hard stop.
Yeah.
This is bad business.
Yeah.
If you are going to back out after 2 weeks of having this house like tied up, and that's what your intention with seeing this other house is going to be, like, sorry, you can find somebody else to show it to you.
Yeah.
He was just so.
That's off-putting.
It was so very off-putting.
Yeah.
We ended up getting to the closing table. He
he
bought this house because I told him this is bad business.
Yes.
I will not work with you after this transaction.
Yeah.
This is bad business. You're making it uncomfortable for everybody.
Yeah. Not to mention the first agent.
Yeah.
Ghosted.
And we ended up getting to the closing table, and I said, good luck to you.
Don't ever call me again.
Don't ever call me again. I mean, that is like the one time that I have agreed to take on a client that I didn't know, and that's what it got me.
Well, I
was stressed to the max the whole freaking time.
Yeah.
And it was just so weird and shady. Like, am I glad that they got the house? Am I glad that the seller sold the house? Yes, but like I was just uncomfortable the whole time.
Yeah. I have learned through my 5 months so far that people are straight up weird. People are weird. And
a paycheck is not worth your discomfort.
It's not.
It's really not.
It's not. And honestly, everything that I've been involved in so far, every little like potential buyer client or every little whatever, it's been about 5 or 6 different ones, have all either not said what they originally said, have not been what they originally said, like, oh, I'm a cash buyer. No, you weren't. Or, oh, I want land, and then ended up wanting something, which is fine if your needs change. That's one thing.
Yeah.
But taking somebody out to go look at like 4 or 5 different pieces of land, knowing an hour and a half away, knowing ahead of time like what the land's about, and then getting there and deciding, you know, you're going to play games and whatever, like that's people's time, that's people's livelihood and like whatever. And so I think that when it comes down to it, if you know somebody, like your aunt is not going to do that to you.
Yeah.
You know, like they're not going to do that to you. People that you know that really care about you aren't going to do that to you. And I just am not in the business to be drug around and treated like garbage.
Yeah.
for a little paycheck. Ain't going to happen.
Yeah. So that's my fun story.
Anyways, but real estate can be fun. It can be fun. There's a lot of things that I've learned, and nobody ever told me it would be easy. So I came into this knowing you, knowing like the kind of almost first go around where I'd like kind of gotten into it before 10 years ago, you know, like I kind of had like a healthy respect and a healthy little bit of knowledge base going in. But there's just been a lot. There's a lot. People have this misconception that real estate is like a soccer mom job. It is not. It is not. So
well, and like that's the thing. Buyers and sellers think that real estate is easy and that the agent makes too much money.
yeah,
I've heard that.
I know. I saw your dad post about it. I got like 2 weeks ago when he shared that one house. He was like this big misconception that real estate agents make a lot of money, and there are a handful of them that do. But guess what? They earn it.
Yeah,
they work real hard for that money.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and they have worked for years and years and years to put themselves in that position to be like the expert in their industry or like somebody that people know, like, and trust that, you know.
One of the leading edge agents that does a lot, I mean, every time I get on, they've got another closing. I mean, he is here in this office.
Every single day.
You know who I'm talking about?
I do.
Almost every single day. Every time I come here, I pretty much see him.
Yep.
There's been like 2 times out of like the 20 times I've been here that I have not seen him here.
He is constantly making calls.
He is hustling.
He is hustling. Yep.
Yeah. So he works his little tail off.
Yeah, and that's what it takes.
Yeah. He deserves it.
Yeah.
So. Do you want to do question of the week?
Sure.
Okay. So this question's kind of different, but like essentially it is, what is your coping mechanism or this like habit that you have that revolves around like your anxiety level?
Okay. So if it's like very superficial anxiety, like talking in front of an audience. Okay, I noticed that I was doing this yesterday. I have I'm in a new BNI chapter. If you don't know what BNI is, it's Business Networking International. So it's, you know, there are plenty of chapters around here, but they're so hard to get into, especially like the mortgage lending seat, the property and casualty insurance seat, the residential real estate seat. Those are like the first 3 that are taken.
Yeah.
I got in this one with the roofing seat. Okay.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So we're still very small. We're growing. The thing about BNI is there's only 1 seat per profession. So there's not the competition and you refer to people. Okay. So we had an in-person meeting yesterday and it was just like a few of us, I think like 10 people max, but like every time you're there, you get up and you give like a little minute speech about yourself and your business. Okay. And so I hate public speaking. Like
every time your dad's like, get up here, you're like,
I know. I went to a round table the other day and he was like, Chelsea, would you like to say a few words? And I was like, no.
Not really.
I don't. Thank you. But like, that's just me every time. I don't want to talk in front of people. Yeah. So it was my turn. I stood up and I did like this with my hair. Okay.
Do you look at me every 5 seconds?
I did like this with my hair and a piece of hair came out. And so I fiddled with it. The whole time I was like wrapping it around my finger while I was giving my like little elevator pitch, you know.
Oh my gosh.
And when I was done, I was like I almost didn't even realize that I was doing it. It was like totally subconscious, but I finally realized that I was doing it at the end and I was just like,
you know, odds are people didn't even notice. There might have been that one person that was like, she's like literally playing with a piece of hair right now.
So like if it's a very superficial thing, I'll do something like that. Or like I'm constantly moving. My leg is constantly moving.
I know.
But I
think
think
you and I do
like,
this all the time.
I don't know if that's anxiety, but like my anxiety.
Come on, girl.
Hashtag
real talk.
I really, truly did not have anxiety until I had kids.
Same.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I only have anxiety about my kids and their well-being. Okay. And it's almost crippling. And that's probably why I'm like so psychotic about being around them constantly. Like I want to be, my kids cannot be 30 minutes from me. Okay. If I cannot reach my children in 30 minutes, I have a major problem. But anytime like Archer goes, you know, out to the dove field or something like that with Ammon, I am riddled with anxiety. Yeah. And I think the worst possible thoughts.
Yeah.
The worst possible things that could happen. They are playing through my head constantly. And I have to like sit there with them because they won't go away.
Yeah.
And it is awful. And I don't, like, other than being medicated, I don't know what I could do to make them better. I remember when Archer was, I don't know, 9 months old, maybe, I was going to go see a house with my dad. And we had Archer in this little wagon, and we were rolling him around the cul-de-sac. And he was, you know, coordinated, but also like 9-month coordinated, so not very coordinated. And he was like trying to stand up in this little wagon. He wasn't buckled in or anything. He was just trying to stand up in this wagon. And Ammon and Archer stayed in the cul-de-sac, and my dad and I left. And I swear I saw in the rear view mirror, or in the side view mirror, I swear I saw Archer stand up and fall out of that and crack his head open. I know I didn't see it.
Yeah.
But I swear I saw it. And I called Ammon immediately, and I was like, buckle Archer in right now. Yeah. I don't know if I just saw the future or what. Yeah. But like, buckle him in immediately. Yeah. And like, I hate that my head goes there.
I know. Yeah.
But it's
like those intrusive thoughts.
It's terrible. Yeah. It is terrible, and it's crippling, and it's just about my kids.
Did I tell you? I think I told you this a couple weeks ago. I can't remember. I found out in a recent study that the postpartum period actually lasts 7 years.
Yes.
7 years is actually how long your postpartum period lasts.
So crazy.
And when I heard that, I felt so freaking validated.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, it took about 3 or 4 years before I felt like I was out of the fog with Alice's postpartum period, okay? With Lizzie's, it hit me so much harder the second time around. And then I also found out that if you deal with postpartum depression or rage or whatever, anxiety, it tends to get worse with each child that you have. That was another reason why I was like, okay, we're done. Even though I wanted one more, I was like, we're done. But I also had severe postpartum rage this go around. Like, and I am not an angry person, okay? Like, like me getting angry before would have been like, oh man, I'm frustrated. Like, this is so annoying, whatever. That was it. Like, that was me blowing my top, okay? To be in 1 second, and a lot of it stems from overstimulation.
Yeah.
And now I have an 8-year-old who's very active and open and like has like this attention thing where she, you know, demands attention a lot, more so than normal. And then I also have a 19-month-old who's like practicing her Mariah Carey all around the house, and like she's banging a pot, and I'm trying to work, and like I'll be fine 1 second, I'm like, hey guys, like, can y'all keep it down a little bit, you know, or maybe y'all can go play, you know, in the other room or whatever. And then the next second, it is like it has started from my toes and it has risen like a massive tidal wave up through, and it's like a shudder. Like I can literally feel it, like the inside of me is on fire. Oh, wow. And the first time it happened, I was like, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
And even Andrew looked over at me, and I was like, I don't even know where that came from. Like, that was so crazy. And now it's happened enough times. Like, it was happening really close together. And now it's like spaced out enough, like, that I can almost tell, like, when it's about to happen, and I can like take those moments to like chill. But with Andrew almost dying last year and like all that stuff that happened back to back, like it was a weird wave of like depression mixed with anxiety mixed with rage, and it was just like over and over and over and over again. And so like, you know, for me, like dealing with that kind of anxiety and that kind of stuff is more like I have lots of coping mechanisms for that now, and it's helpful, but that also wasn't me.
Do tell though, because I don't have a coping mechanism.
So to be real, the one that helps the most is prayer.
Okay.
Yeah. And that can go hand in hand with meditation, because I do have one of those. It's like Mama Zen app or whatever. But it requires me to go in a separate room. So unless I can get my kids with somebody or like safe in the playroom where I know I can take 5 minutes and like just chill, and I can have the monitor on silent, but I can have it because I'm like you. I'm like, I have to know that I can see them. Then I form it with like meditation, and like that helps a lot. Honestly, getting out of the house, calling my mom, and she knows. Like if I call her and I say, I need you here, I need to get out. if I can get out of the house, and even it doesn't matter what it is necessarily. I mean, yeah, it's better if I can like go for a hike or like, go do something that's just like mind wiping.
Yeah.
That's better. But yeah, those are like probably my top two that I think are the best.
Okay.
Even sitting here talking about it, my superficial anxiety tell is that I pick at my fingers. I pick at my nails. I pick at my fingers. My brother does the same thing. So when we call and check on each other, he'd be like, "What are your hands looking like this week?" And if they look awful, I'm like, "I'm stressed," And he'll say the same thing. But yeah, I'll do that. So if I'm anxious about something, usually I'm sitting here and I'm like, it could just be like my nail, like like whatever. I mean, I'm not stupid. Yeah. It's stupid, but it's just what it is. Yeah. So yeah,
anxiety. Postpartum.
I know. I mean, I will tell you, I never felt anxiety until I had kids.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, it's the same. I mean, I was stressed. I mean, I dealt with regular stress.
But did I like worry obsessively? Absolutely not.
Yeah, no. No. I'd be like, oh, I got that thing coming up, whatever, or I got this going on, or whatever. Yeah. I had to go get an eye exam this week because I'm experiencing blurry spots in my vision, which for a photographer who's staring at a computer screen editing is like really distracting. And the guy was like, I don't see anything. And he was like, I will ask this, like, are you under like any kind of amount of stress? And I like busted out laughing, like uncontrollably, like a crazy person in this man's face. And he was like, okay. I was like,
Stress will affect everything. Stress will affect your vision.
Everything.
It will affect your skin. It will affect your weight. It will affect literally everything.
With that being said, I'm switching to water. And that's a random thing to say, but like I have made it my goal as to get back on our healthy track that we were talking about. I'm going to go straight to water.
Okay. Cheers.
Ugh.
I'm basically only drinking water.
Are you? I thought you were, which is why I wasn't going to be like.
I used to drink like 3 Cokes a day.
Yeah.
Like Coke was my crack.
Right.
Because I don't drink coffee. Like other than Coke, I'm caffeine free. And I have not had a real Coke since August 31st.
Wow.
Okay.
Nice.
August 31st. So I had a Coke Zero the other day, and because I hadn't had any of it for like so long, I was like, oh, it's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not terrible. But prior, like, if you would have asked me to drink a Coke Zero, I would have been like, I'd rather have water.
Yeah. It's really not. Andrew does the Dr. Pepper Zeros because like it's just what he does. But and they don't really taste that different.
Ammon does the squirty. What am I saying? Flavor.
What? Oh.
The squirty flavor things in his water because he can't just like chug regular water. It doesn't bother me though. I don't have to have a flavor.
I don't either. If I want to. I have a hard time remembering to drink enough water, but when I exercise, I tend to drink plenty of water. Yeah. So that'll be the next step, but I'm not there yet. I got to get through the caffeine headache withdrawals first.
So you have your big guy, but like I have my Miyoki, the big one, and I'll fill that up probably 3 times a day, and I'll drink all of it. Yeah.
See, I make a water the night before in my big cup, and then I'll drink on that throughout the night, and then I try to finish that by lunch the next day, and then make a new one for the next afternoon.
Mine has to be ice cold.
Yeah.
I've got one of those like nugget ice makers.
I know.
I love it.
I saw one promoted on TikTok.
I converted my whole family to these. Yes. My mom has one. My dad has one. We have one here at the office. We have one at the lake. My aunt just got one for her lake house. Like, they're everywhere. I have converted everybody to these things.
I want to get one because so Lizzie loves that ice.
I love it.
My kid eats ice like nobody's business.
That stemmed from my pregnancies. I would go to Sonic when I was pregnant, and I would buy bags of their ice. Or if I was not going directly home, I would get a, like Route 66 or whatever it is, size cup just of ice. Nothing else.
That's crazy.
Just of ice. And like I was like that with both of my pregnancies. I just wanted ice all the time. And so when I got pregnant with Warren, I was like, I mean, I probably could have already bought a nugget ice machine.
Yeah. 10 times over.
With all the money that I've already spent at Sonic.
Yeah.
So I did, and I never looked back. But yeah, I gotta have ice cold water. I can't have like lukewarm water or like semi-cold water. I have to have ice cold water. Ice cold.
Yeah. Once I get past the caffeine withdrawals, I'll see about adding an exercise. But for right now, I'm just gonna take it one step at a time. I'm actually better a cold turkey person, but I'm just not there yet. Not there.
I started rowing this week.
Did you? With your rowing
did.
machine in your house?
I did.
Good.
I've done it every day. Today's Thursday. I did it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Did you?
For like 20 to 25 minutes each day. So,
well, I have been biking.
I'm trying.
I've been doing the biking thing, hauling Lizzie behind me. So
yeah.
I'm gonna call that exercise.
Yeah. It is. It absolutely is.
Yeah, it is. But yeah.
Good for you. We're making healthy decisions over here.
Are. Do you want to talk about products this week?
Yes, you go ahead.
With our products? Okay.
You go ahead.
I got this sweatshirt from Simply
cute.
Mama and Sons. And you know what's so fun about this? So not only can you pick the color, like it's like, I think it's white, gray, or black. I think there was a black option. You can like interchange all of these out. So like if you're a Starbucks girl, she has a Starbucks one. There's one with like the parents, Shelly and Bandit. Not everybody knows that. That's their names. And they're like dancing or something. This was like, you could change this out for different things, and then you could do like a MasterCard. There was like a Target or a Walmart shopping cart. There were all these different options. So you can like, this is me, because I'm a Dunkin' girl.
I love it.
We're literally the Healer family for Halloween this year. That's what we are.
That's cute.
Yeah, we like our Chick-fil-A, and I am no stranger to how to swipe a card. So yeah, that's me, and I love it. It's like the perfect. I like it when the sleeves are long enough because I'm a tall girly.
Mine are not long enough.
Yeah, I'm a tall girly, and they're great. And the lady that runs it is like super responsive and super helpful. So Simply Mama and Sons. This one's for you, girl.
On TikTok.
On TikTok. Okay. TikTok shop. Yeah. Oh, and then okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do the books.
Go, girl.
Okay, and then I'll do my last. So I'm a book girl. I'm a book talk girl. My lovely friend over here is not, but that's okay because I got into Love is Blind for her, so she can hear about my books. So this is the first one, Crescent City, came out a while back. And then the second one is House of Sky and Breath, and the third one comes out in January. Okay. These are fantasy books.
Okay.
The main character is Bryce Quinlan, and she's like a badass girl in Crescent City. Her dad is technically the king of the city, but they don't really talk. And there's this like, it's really good. If you like, it's kind of like a murder mystery-ish without that kind of vibe, more of like the fantasy like stuff. There's like archangels, and there's like, I wouldn't call them, they're not werewolves, but they're like a wolf pack, and there's like demons and all this cool stuff. Okay. But it's also set in like kind of like a modern era. So they have like cars and phones and stuff like that. It's not like old school fantasy. So this has been a really hot book talk thing. The third one comes out, like I said, in January. So that everyone's trying to catch up. I've had it for a while. I don't like to read too far ahead, and then I have to wait for a really long time to get the third one.
Right.
So the second book in Fourth Wing comes out. I know you don't know what that is.
I don't.
It's a fantasy book about dragons. Fourth Wing is a big book talk one. So I already have it pre-ordered. So I'm going to finish this one, read the second book in Fourth Wing, and then I'll read the third book in this. But anyways, if you've been thinking about it, this is a great series. So
all right.
You got this much catching up to do before the third book comes out in January.
Big old book.
I know. I knew Chelsea was going to give me crap for it. She's going to be like, some big books. Okay.
I support you in your reading.
You know what? I'll say that is the third coping mechanism that I have for my anxiety. Y'all, I have a hard time sleeping at night, so when I go to bed, if I just go to bed cold turkey, even watching TV, I have a hard time. If I read, like, it makes my eyes tired, it takes me out of the world that I'm currently in, it helps me just relax. Yeah. So if you have a hard time sleeping, try reading. I swear it helps. I brought this for you. These are bangs.
Where do they're so long.
So I got them off of Amazon. So you have to put them like way far back. So can I tell you that I got these as my Winona Ryder for Stranger Things.
I love it.
I was her for Halloween last year, and Andrew was Hopper. And so these were my bangs to be her last year.
Oh my gosh.
So you can take these home. I would love to see them on you for like a split second.
It's like a full toupee.
It really is. Yeah, it really is. I got them off of Amazon.
I don't think I can do this.
Pull them down a little bit more.
I don't think I can do this.
And you'd have to like curl them so that they.
Oh my gosh. No, I don't think so.
You don't think you want to?
I was gonna get well, I can't really.
You kind of look like a Russian assassin or something. So yeah, take this home.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know that I could do it. I could commit to a full bang.
I know.
I did find a haircut the other day, on a Facebook reel, and I sent it to my mom, and I was like, I love this cut, and she was like, oh, for me? And I was like, no, I was thinking about for me, and she was like, oh, yeah, you'd have to like do something to your hair every day though. And I was like,
yeah. See, that's my thing. I know.
And we have branding photos on Monday. And I'm like, my mother-in-law's coming over to cut Archer's hair today. And I'm like, should I ask her to do it? Should I just
what do you
bite
want,
the bullet?
though?
But we're getting our hair done, so somebody else could make it look good for pictures.
That's my thing. That's why
I couldn't make it look good.
That's why I was like, I'll pay extra for someone to do my hair and makeup because I don't really feel like that confident in do my makeup. I mean, I do alright, but like, you know, I'm sure someone would come and do it, and I'll be like, I look like a whole new person. I look amazing. But yeah, I don't want to do my hair.
I know. But like, if somebody else wants to do it, maybe it would look decent.
For sure.
Maybe it would look like it looks in the Facebook reel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably not.
Yep.
Keep going.
So my Temu one this week is actually a couple, but like, look how cute these stinking, Allie and I got matching. I'm just going to show one of them. These are, I'll show the camera in a second. They're like little balloon dogs.
That's cute.
I'm going to do what everybody does on the makeup things. Put my hand behind it.
I'm going to do
They're like
too.
little purple balloon dogs. Aren't they so cute?
That's so cute.
So Allie got pink ones, and like that way we can match.
I love
I
those.
know, aren't those cute? That was Temu. I also got this eyeshadow off of Temu. I'm wearing it currently.
Lovely.
Okay.
Lovely.
But like it was
I
a
love
really
a good neutral.
high ranking. Yeah, it was a neutral. I at first was like, I don't know about that because it's I don't know. I'm weird about eyeshadows, but it's a very neutral. It's a very neutral.
And it's cream. It's a cream.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, which I wasn't sure how I was gonna like at first because I typically just like the powders, but it did fine. It was good.
Okay.
So there's that one. Here's the box if you want to see it. It feels weird.
I love it.
Do you remember when the Mad Love brow stamp thing was all over TikTok?
Yes.
Okay, I had gotten it. I did it today.
Okay.
It's good. It's fine. I'm weird about my brows anyways. I'm not good at doing my own makeup. I don't think. Anyways, it comes with all these like brow stencils that you can pick like your different one. I'm a number 4 if you care. But so it's just like it's like a
It's like a spongy.
Yeah, it's a spongy, and like as you twist it closed is how you get it on there. And then you just stamp it all over. So this is the one I got from Mad Love. Temu also has one.
Oh.
I got the shade lighter because I originally thought that was too dark, but I did not try it yet today because you can tell I've barely like opened it once. But it's a lighter brown.
That's light.
So I'm not sure. I haven't tried this one out yet, but it looks like it's going to be it. It also says eyebrow powder, which is not a powder, but here's that one. And I'll do a side-by-side this week so we can see the difference.
Okay.
But I anything that I can do to make my eyebrows an easier process in the morning, because I actually used to just use like eyeshadow, like a dark brown eyeshadow, and I would do them that way. But it's so like hit or miss because sometimes they can look different really easily that way. So anyways, those were my...
That's your haul.
Yeah, there were a couple other things, but they were like stupid things, like whatever. So those were mine.
Okay. Well, I'm all over the board today. So
Yes.
this is a Temu purchase.
Yay.
Halloween Town. Who remembers that Disney movie with Marnie and everybody?
Yeah.
It was so fun. Ammon had never seen it.
Really?
He was like, I think I was like in high school.
Angel's
when it
probably
came
never
out,
seen
so
it either.
I loved Halloween Town.
Yeah, me too.
Anyway, so my kids really love the shirt because it's got a pumpkin. So, okay, I found my literal newest obsession on Amazon. Okay. Have you tried the Crazy Yoga brand?
No.
Okay.
It's called Crazy Yoga Brand?
CRZ.
Okay.
Crazy Yoga.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
No. Yeah, I know.
It's supposed to be a Lulu dupe.
Okay. All right.
I was just like, lots of people like Lulu. I've never purchased a piece of
neither.
Lulu, anything.
I can't.
Okay, I
bring myself to
can't
pay
bring
for it.
myself to pay
Me
for it,
either.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. But a lot of people like it. So I was like, well, if a lot of people like that, then maybe this dupe is great. Okay.
Oh.
These are their Butterlux leggings.
Oh my gosh.
I literally put them on and I felt like I was not wearing pants.
Oh my gosh.
They are the
Filling you
most
up.
freeing feeling
amazing.
leggings I have ever
I did not
worn.
feel her up before this. This is new information to me.
These are hands down my favorite thing that I've ever purchased on Amazon.
How thick are they? Are they like, okay,
Okay.
I feel like they would be really durable.
Okay, so I also, I'm not going to show you, but I'm wearing a Butterlux sports bra as well.
Okay.
That's very supportive. It hides my back fat. It's got like the little straps so you can wear like a racer back thing. Okay. I'm in love with it. I've literally worn it the last 3 days. Nice. So I have purchased even more Butterlucks.
Yeah.
Okay. So these are just the regular leggings, so they don't have pockets. Okay. But they have the Butterluks workout leggings with pockets. They even have a Butterluks jogger with pockets. So I've got both of those on order, and they have a Butterluks faux leather legging.
Ooh, I'll be interested in that one.
Okay, so I have all 3 of those on order.
Nice.
Hopefully they'll come in.
Bring them, because I want to see them.
You know, this weekend.
I've never once put on a pair of leather or faux leather pants, but
I haven't
in
either.
my dreams, I look amazing.
I haven't either, but okay, so they have 25-inch inseams and 28-inch inseams. And so, like, I'm a tall girl. I'm 5'10", and these, like, come all the way down.
Yes,
okay, so these are fantastic. So you can wear them with, like, booties in the winter and, like, tunics or sweaters or whatever. Yeah. And they are the most comfortable things I have literally ever put on. And I've got links that I will post.
Yes.
So you can purchase them, too, because they are fantastic.
That's awesome.
Okay, so the Crazy Yoga Butterluks specifically. I haven't tried anything other than the Butterluks, but like it's so fantastic. Like you literally feel like you're not wearing pants, which is like kind of weird, but it's wonderful. Okay. The rest of the stuff that I bought is all like skincare related.
Okay.
Because I was influenced.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Okay.
All for it.
Who's heard of snail mucin?
I have.
Okay.
I got a face mask one. I haven't done it yet.
So this is the CosRX snail mucin, and I've been probably using it for 2 months, like night and day.
Yeah.
Okay. And so it lasts a long time. I started a while back on TikTok. There was like a trend, for skincare. And everybody was like, "Oh, it's the trifecta. Okay, it's wonderful. You'll never go back." And I was like, "This is so crazy and so cheap, but I'm gonna try it." Yeah. Okay, it's literally like Dial Gold antibacterial hand soap.
Okay,
that's what you wash your face with.
Okay,
and then like a Neutrogena. You can do like a rapid tone repair. I use that in the morning, and then a rapid like a wrinkle repair at night.
Okay,
and then I use Gold Bond diabetic hand cream as my moisturizer at night only, because it will goop your ass up.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it is so moisturizing. I have extremely dry skin, and I always have. My face has never been in better shape.
Really?
I have like no blemishes. It's constantly like smooth and silky, no dry spots whatsoever. And I truly believe it's because of that trifecta. And then I added this to it.
Okay.
And I feel like it's glowy. It's glowier.
Okay.
I put a lot of makeup on, obviously, so you don't see my natural skin. But this really does, I feel like, make a difference.
Okay.
Okay. So I've been using this for about 2 months, and it's fantastic. Most recent, the Fix Filler. This is supposed to be like in place of or to, elongate your Botox. Okay. I get Botox in my forehead because I have some lines, and I've got.
We got the same.
I've got the 11s. That's what they call them. I've got 11s right here.
I have 11s, and I have equals.
Okay,
that is.
I have a funny story about Botox that I will tell you. So I've been trying this, and I'm only doing this in the mornings. I do this at night now because I want them to work independently.
Right, yeah.
So I changed to just doing this at night when I got this, and I'm just doing this in the morning. But you can literally feel your skin tightening. And it's not uncomfortable.
Nice.
And so I'll wash my face. I'll put that on first. I will let it, thank you.
You're welcome.
I will do this number, let it dry, like brush my teeth while it's drying, and then I'll put my like rapid tone repair on in the mornings. And
a pea or dime size, so you don't need a lot.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
Nice.
But so I've been using that for about a week.
Okay.
And I feel like I like it.
Yeah.
I feel like I like it enough to continue using it and see the results. Okay, so quickly, my Botox story.
Yes.
The first time I got Botox, I got it at a dentist office because dentists can do Botox now, okay? I pass out when I'm in pain. Don't know if you know that about me.
I don't know that about you. Oh, I found out something new.
I pass out when I'm in pain. I've actually passed out in a pedicure chair before.
Oh.
And like woke up with everybody around me, and I was like,
no.
It's okay.
Everything's fine.
I'm fine.
Yep.
Just keep doing your thing. We're fine. Okay, so she did like a little spot right here and a little spot right there, and then she was going to put a bunch where my 11s are, okay? Yeah. And so she started doing this, and I said, I'm just going to let you know that I'm going to pass out. Like after she did it or as she was doing it, because I could feel myself getting lightheaded. And she was like, are you serious? And I said, yep, don't worry though. I'll be back soon. And so because I was at a dentist office, they have the chairs that can like literally, so she turned me upside down. She literally turned me upside down.
Nice.
And she kept me there for about 10 minutes. And I came to, and she was like, she had the air sprayer. Like, oh my gosh. And she was like doing like that to my face. Like it was hilarious. I know I traumatized their whole staff. But so she did this, okay? But I was upside down for 10 minutes. A couple weeks later, I was going through pictures of a trip to Croatia that I took. And I took a selfie with me and my mom and my best friend Corbin. And I had my eyebrows raised. And I had very noticeable lines up here. Mm-hmm. And I went and looked in the mirror and I did like this and they were gone. Yeah. My Botox had floated when I was upside down, literally up my forehead. Yeah. And had gotten rid of those lines. So now every time I get Botox, I ask her to flip me upside down.
That's hilarious.
Because she puts a decent amount right there. Yeah. And so like I've been with other people when they're getting Botox and like to get the forehead lines, she does like 10 different pricks in different areas. Yeah. Girl, just
turn me upside down.
Turn me upside down. Okay. So
I want to go dent. I might take you with me the first time I go.
Yeah.
I've been trying to be like money conscious while I do all this stuff, but I need it.
Pro tip, it's wonderful. Have them flip you upside down
and if you've got forehead lines. Because I'm like blurry eyed, I'm always like doing this and squinting. So like part of my RBF is it. I have all these creases.
Okay, 2 more things. I've been using this for probably a year. It's the Laneige lip sleeping mask. I've got big old lips and my lips are constantly dried out, constantly. So this is fantastic. Like it's still on your lips in the morning. You don't have like super dry lips and it's fantastic. I love it so much that I got their lip glowy balm so I can use it during the day. I'm really enjoying this. It's the berry, and you probably can't tell, but I was wearing it until I started talking and it's probably all gone.
I stole some from her too and I was wearing it too. It goes on really nicely.
It's so smooth. It's not sticky. Yeah. It's thick. But
not so thick that it feels like that jelly gloss that I used to wear in middle school that like got on everything. Good job.
Okay.
It feels so weird, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. And that's it. That's my stuff.
What do you got going on next week? Or this week? What is today?
Let's see. Today, okay, so we've got Halloween, hence my pumpkin shirt coming up. I got the boys like little dinosaur costumes because that's what they decided they wanted. Or not dinosaur. Why did I say dinosaur? Dragon costumes. Archer wanted a blue one. Warren wanted a green one.
I love this.
Warren, I will put like a little picture. Warren wore his to music class.
Oh my gosh.
And he was the cutest freaking dragon
you've
ever
seen. Lizzie or Alice was a dragon one year.
So cute.
I'll see what pops up on memories and I'll share it with you.
So cute. Please do.
So cute. Yeah.
Archer refuses to try his on. And he was
Lizzie's
like,
Mom,
I wanted to be Sonic. And I was like,
stop.
That's the first time you've ever said it.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do?
I know. That's next year, buddy. Remember? Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got Halloween on Tuesday, I guess.
Yeah.
We've got branding photos on Monday, so that will be super
I love that you keep reminding me about that.
I know. I don't know what we're gonna wear.
Oh shoot.
Okay,
we'll
think
figure it
about
out
that after we're done here. My husband's going to Orlando for solar panel training.
I was about to say he needs to stay home and calm down.
I know. I was like, can we just focus on the roofing? And he was like, no, we're selling solar panels too. I was like,
I might call him for that because Andrew's always wanted solar panels on our house.
Yeah. He is literally he's taking 3 of our guys and they're going to learn how to install.
That's cool. So if you want solar panels on your home.
Yeah. We do roofing, we do solar panels, we do remodels,
That's awesome.
whatever. We gotcha.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So what about you?
Cool. Denise is having a Halloween party tomorrow night. So we're going to go to that. That's really the only like Halloween festivity other than trick-or-treating that I think we've got planned so far. Lizzie's also got music class tonight, so she's going in her bingo costume. Fun. Her little bingo costume has a little orange tutu. It's so cute. I'm excited. And then our branding photos. Yeah, I have some listing pictures to take this weekend. It's been kind of a chill week for listing photos, so I'm kind of glad God heard me when I was like, calm down, because I was overwhelmed. Yeah. So now I'm like, can we find a happy medium now?
Right.
So yeah, that's it. Just living, loving life.
Okay.
Readjusting and transitioning into normalcy again.
Right.
Yeah.
So I do want to like give not a call to action, but like we would love some feedback. Okay. Yes. We've been thinking about having our first guest on the show. And so we've been kind of throwing some ideas around of who that could be. And obviously we want it to be someone that provides something for moms or their kids, or, you know, both of my boys did ISR, which is, Warren started when he was 10 months old, which is a little scary to some people. ISR is infant swim rescue or something like that. Don't kill me, Amanda.
It's baby swim class.
It's baby swim class, but they learn to swim and float and swim and save themselves in the event that they fall in the water.
It's so good. Yeah.
It's fantastic. And my 2-year-old is swimming like a pro now because of it. Like it's really, really fantastic. So I was like, okay, maybe we could do some ISR, like get that out there for people, you know, talk about the schedule and the cost and you know, the technique and stuff like that. So maybe that would be something that would interest people. We had also talked about maybe like somebody from music class to, you know, talk about that schedule and you know, how important music and stuff like that is for, you know, developing children. And you know, so if you have any other ideas, like obviously we'll get a mortgage lender in here, we'll get maybe a stager or like an interior designer or something like that, and play around with like the real estate stuff too. But, you know, we want this to be relatable to more than just realtors. So if you have any suggestions of who you would like to see, what information you would like, so then maybe we could, you know, find the person who has that information and bring them on. We are open to suggestions. We're all ears.
So. Or feedback if you're just like, hey, y'all look real cute.
Yeah,
we like that too.
Give us some feedback. Give us a like. Give us a follow. Give us a share. Like support this, because we are spending our time on this. We are spending our money on this. And I know it's not everybody's cup of tea to sit here and listen to two girls talk for an hour.
But if you love us at all.
And even if you don't, maybe somebody will. Yeah. So if you share it out, that would be great.
Yeah. Appreciate you.
Okay.
Yeah. Until next time.
Until next time.
Episode 5.
That's right.
Whoop, whoop.
I know.
Thanks for sticking with us.
Yes, we appreciate it. And, you know, stay tuned on Facebook and YouTube and TikTok and all the socials.
Insta and Yeah. It's a lot.
Okay.
See y'all next time.
Bye.
Bye.
You doing it?
Yeah, we're doing it. Every time we're doing it. Kidding me? Woo.